Good morning, here we are again, V day. Thought I'd do another straightforward mat Pilates for you and shake things up a bit after my last standing one. I hope everybody's still keeping well, still good to be seeing people comment and get your feedback. So look after yourselves. Here's a little go. So we're going to start today with some ab preps. We're going to just take ourselves lying down nice and easy, letting those hips relax, no tension at the top of those thighs. Let the feet sink into the floor and just take one arm for a little stretch, keeping a slight tension on the abdominals so that the back doesn't arch. Breathing in and breathing out, and then the other arm. Breathing in, let that hand turn towards the center line just to make a little bit more movement in the shoulder. Don't forget the breathing. Breathing and relax. Just as far back with the arm as is comfortable for your shoulders. One more with each arm. Keep focusing on that breath, those ribs expanding widthways. The movement taking the whole breath. And we're going to take the arms, tiny little breath today. Just breathing in really slow. And out. We're just going to add the head and shoulders gently. Bringing it into our ab prep. Lifting those shoulders. Dropping that chin gently forwards. No tension in the glutes or the fronts of the hips. Exhale as you come up. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to add a knee lift to this, watching that we don't crunch in too much. The knee just comes above the hip, keeping easy through the shoulders. We can stick with single legs, or we can make this a double. Paying lots of attention to the spine and the waist, keeping it lovely and still. Exhale. If you want to take those arms a little bit higher for the last two, bring them up and just reach up a little. Carefully lowering down. And down. We're going to turn this into a rolling bridge. The arms can continue to float if we want. And we're going to add in a little lift of the knees, alternating, rolling bridge, pelvis first, long line, not letting those ribs roll up, dropping through the chest as we exhale, breathing in as we go up this time, dropping those shoulders back, and whenever we feel moved, a little lift, alternating if we can, up and down, and knees, holding on, up, just one more, and knees. This time we're going back to the ab prep, so we're going to take top half of the back for the roll. We're going to take a little sideways reach, so as we come up we exhale. We slide the fingertips along an imaginary plank back centre, to the other side, back to the centre, and breathe in. Exhale. Breath in as we reach. Breath out as we reach the other side. And inhale. Any breathing as long as you're keeping breathing. One fingertip, the other. Just watch those shoulders. Try to keep them level, parallel with the floor. Feel the squeeze into the waist. Keep those toes relaxed into the floor. If we want on this last one, we can stay up here and just take a few reaches side to side. Feel that waist contracting. One more. And roll it down. We're going to bring those feet back in. We're going to take a nice big bridge and keep ourselves up there. Tall bridge. Today we're just going to take a little heel lift. Drop the hips and press. Drop and press. And then the other heel. Drop and squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the glutes. It's the thigh and the hips that are pressing. If we want, we can stay with heels or we can come into a knee lift. Press and lift and lift. Swapping legs, 2 little drops. We can stay with these knees or we can have a tall leg. Stick with whichever option works for you. One more each side. And gently. I think I started with this leg, so I've got one more to do. Keeping lifted, lengthen through the front, pushing from the hips as you go up. Pressing and opening those toes into the floor. Backing down and rolling down. Just bring those knees in for a little hug, a little rock. We'll stretch the backs of the legs out for a minute. Good work. Little tiny kicks if we want. Flex and point. Little tiny kicks. And bring them in. We're just going to take them for a little roll. Drop the feet if we need. We're just relaxing this spine today. No effort. Rolling it side to side. And we're going to roll over onto our sides next. So we're going to come to the front. I'm going to lie near the front of my mat here because I'm going to roll onto my back later. So we're going for clams, thinking nice and lifted through the centre. Going to work on keeping that underside of the waist lifted, knees and feet stacked, hips stacked on top of the other one. You can keep that hand under to check that you're not pressing into the waist, or you can have a little float. We're going to open and close. Squeezing the back of the leg, feeling as if we're pressing that heavy weight up to the ceiling rather than just opening the leg backwards. We're lifting and pressing. Good work. Keep the breathing going. Next time we're going to close those knees and we're going to lift the feet up to the ceiling. So front leg stays on, underneath leg stays on the floor. We're going to open the knees wide. Keeping those feet as lifted as we can. As we do this one, lifting out of the waist and thinking about both knees pressing open. The lower leg pressing into the ground, the top leg pressing into the air. And just 2 more. And hold. We're going to hold it there. We're going to bring that leg from the top down, keeping the knee open, and just slide the bottom one out. So this leg, if it can, goes in front of the knee. You might want to come a little bit further forward. If that's too much, drop it down or rest the knee on a cushion. Pop this hand underneath if you can. If you need support, that's fine. We're going to lift that lower leg. So wherever that top leg can go, try not to press into the underneath of the waist. Try to lengthen that bottom leg away as it lifts. Keeping relaxed through the shoulders. Checking we're not leaning into that waist. Keeping that top leg open and relaxed. One more. We're going to hold it there. You might want a little bit of support. We're going to take the other leg to join it. If you can keep both legs off the floor, that's great. If not, drop one down. We're going to roll onto our backs, lifting, keeping the legs where they are and lifting the shoulders, bringing the arms over. Thinking long through the legs, easy shoulders. If you need to, you bring those legs in to tabletop. We're going to do some beats. So we're going to breathe in for 5 and breathe out for 5. And another set. Legs can stay out if you want. Breathing in for 5 and out for 5. In for 5 and out for 5. Let's do 2 more sets. Breathing in for 5. Try to lift those shoulders. And again, in for 5. Strong arms. And out for 5. Little curl. And a rock. If you want to, you can take that into a little curling like a ball. And up to sitting. So we're going to swing those legs round and we're going to do our other side. Nice and long. Front of the mat. Knees stacked, waist lifted. Arm wherever is comfortable. And into those clams. I think I should have picked a cooler day. Opening, pressing upwards, squeezing the glute, trying not to let that hip go backwards, using the breath. Lifting up through the waist. Use that shoulder and arm, if you've got it lifted, to help lift you out of the floor. Next time we're going to lift those feet. Obviously you can always keep the feet down if this one is not for you. Lifting high. Good work. Think about that lower thigh connecting with the floor. Hips are rock solid, still lifted out that waist. So next time we're going to hold this one open, drop the foot down and lengthen out the leg. So wherever that foot is comfortable, in a little bit further forward maybe, a bit of support, or check that waist, lifting that lower leg. Try to feel the inside of the thigh as the leg lengthens away. Doesn't have to come high. Watch that you're not squashing that hand. Good work. Let's take one more. Hold it there. Support if you need it to release the other leg. So we're now in a nice long lying position. We're going to roll over onto our back again, feet staying where they are if we can. We're just going to flex those feet, reach towards them, lift as high as we can. Open those toes, heels are together, and beat those legs, not just the heels, the whole legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, easy shoulders. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring them in. We're going to take a long stretch out. Just stretch those legs and arms, breathing in and relaxing. Breathing in, tightening everything, lengthening everything, and just consciously letting it go. One more, breathing in tight and relaxing it down. Oh, good work. We're going to come around onto our fronts to do our back extensions and then some legs and all fours. So, seem to be shifting. A little bit of a back extension first. So lying nice and flat. Let go of those glutes. Drop the heels away, toes towards each other. Forehead, nose, straight in front of you. Arms, palms out beside you. Taking a deep breath, keeping that chin lifted and pulled in. Opening the shoulders, letting the arms float. And breathing and lifting. Watching that we're not lifting the chin, just tucking it upwards and inwards. Long spine, letting the head press away, trying to keep these glutes relaxed at the height of the... Next time we're going to stay up there. We're going to do the little reach that we did in the ab prep, trying to keep both shoulders level with the floor. Watch that we don't dip down too much. And again, breathing in. Try to alternate which side is first. Reaching, reaching, back to the centre. Keep the breathing going. One breath. Through the centre. One last go. Breathing in, relaxing those legs. Reaching, take the ear and the shoulder away from you, and down. Bringing those arms forwards. We're going to come up and we're going to go into a dolphin today. So this is on our elbows, elbows below shoulders, bums in the air, not dropped through the back, keeping lifted through the centre. Knees under hips, so we should have a nice diagonal line. Watch the head isn't dropped too much. The shoulders drop, chin stays tucked. Gently under, eye gaze, down between your forearms. We're going to take one leg out and lift. So the important thing here is that we don't kink in the middle. Doesn't matter if that leg doesn't come very high. Drop and lift. Just squeezing those buttocks, trying to keep the body central to the mat. Easy breathing. One more. And squeeze. We're going to keep that leg lifted. Don't drop the knee. We're just going to curl in, heel towards the buttock, and stretch. Keep that weight in the centre of the mat. Don't drift over to the supporting knee. Squeezing. One more. Relaxing shoulders. Just going to push that heel up. Little pulse to stretch it. and in. Other leg. So taking a long line, squeezing, lifting through the abdominal as you lift so that we don't drop that waist. Squeezing. Just one more. And hold. Heel curls. Curl. Try to keep the knee exactly where it is. Feel the squeeze along the back of the leg. Watch the knee doesn't drift out to the side. Keep it right in line. Keep lifted through that abdominal. Squeeze and hold and press to the ceiling. Little pulse. Little pulse. Hold it up there and back in. Ooh. And that should feel like we've been working a little bit. We're going to come up onto our hands and knees and just take that back for a little bit of a stretch. So first of all, through the body and down. Thinking particularly of the waist and the lower part of the spine, pressing something away with that lower spine and letting those shoulders and heads drop a little. Cat and cow. As we curl, if you want to draw back a tiny bit, that's great. And then back to the curl. And stretching out that lower spine and up. One more. And back to the center. We're going to take one arm, we're just going to slide it forwards. So let the other elbow relax, let the shoulder come to the floor. Try to keep those hips reasonably above our knees. Don't push the bum back, other one goes. Take the ear sideways, just go as far as is comfortable for you. Feel this like an easy breath. Nothing forced, relaxed, and back. One more each side. And back, and in, and back. And just to finish off our all fours here, we're going to take a little hold, sliding toes and fingers out, letting them lift. Long line. We can just slide ourselves forwards towards those fingertips and then slide ourselves back towards the foot. So we're lengthening but staying as if we were a plank, forwards and back. Let's hold it forwards a little bit, and if we can, those toes can come off. Keep lifted through the middle and back. Other arm and leg, long line. Held there. A little bit of a rock forwards and back. Keeping lifted through the abdominal. Hold for a second at each extreme. It's a small movement, this one. Don't let that shoulder and arm come too close to your head. We'll hold it on this next one. Can we lift those feet? Bit of a challenge. Hand can come down if you need it. And back. Wow, I think this is a little bit of a harder one, this video, so you can always go with the easier videos. You don't have to pick and choose, pick and mix. Okay, so we've done our sides, we've done our all fours. We're going to come and do a little bit of roll downs and twists. So we're going to sit nice and tall, right up on those sitting bones, lengthening through the lower body. If you find it hard to get that pelvis upright, then relax the legs. Better to be nice and lifted. Shoulders drop straight down the side of the body, opening from the shoulder to the collarbone. Arms easy, breathing in tall, feeling as if you're lengthening out the top of your spine through your skull. Belly button pulls back, it tips the pelvis. We roll onto our tailbone, rolling down through the back of the pelvis. If you can, towards the waist. Let the shoulders and head come forward and lengthening you up. So we can stick with these half rolls. Almost to the shoulder blades. Or you can go all the way down, letting everything roll. Each vertebra. Breathing in and out as you roll up. Trying to feel every single vertebra. Remember, you can always stick with the half roll down. Next one we do, we're going to stay in that half down position. So we're thinking about the pelvis and the back of the pelvis pulling down, but the shoulders, the rest of the body staying curled a little forward. We're going to take our elbows, lengthen through the back of the neck so that we don't drop too much. We need an airway to breathe. We're going to just twist, dropping shoulder and elbow towards the floor. It may not get there. Back to the center, twist the other way. Keep pulling into that waistband, into that belly button to protect that lower back. If you want, you can drop a little bit lower. If you need to, you can do one of these and then go back to sitting. Come back down again for another one. Let's just take one more, as low as you can go. Back to the center and roll down for that little momentary relax. Bring those legs in. Good work. Let's stretch them up to the ceiling and just do a little stretch and a little stretch. Again, these can be small or big. Lifted shoulders or dropped back to the floor. And fast. 4, 3, 2, 1. And in. Good work. So, at a risk of getting hot and bothered, we're going to turn around for a little plank. Just travelling mat today. So, we're going to take our plank on our elbows, little fingers along the mat, shoulders under, elbows under shoulder. Tuck those toes under. We can either just lift those hips and hold here, or we can come all the way up into our plank. We're going to go forwards and sideways planks today. So we're going to bring this back arm along underneath us. We're going to roll the feet or the knees if we're on our knees and turn to a side plank. Keeping lifted as much as possible through those ribs. We're going to come back, hand down, other hand into that front plank. Keep lifted. I'm going to swap arms and roll feet and roll the other way. So it's your choice how long you stay in each plank. Just going to do one more each way. You can always press the pause button. Back into the centre. Keep lifted through the centre. Back to the side. Lifting out of that shoulder, up out of the ribs, and back to the middle. And let those knees drop. Oh. We're going to come up into our press up just for a moment. We can stay up here or we can drop those knees. I'm going to drop the knees. Keep that belly lifted through the waistband. We're just going to bend the knees, a little press. So for some of us this is full press up. For me, a little bend of the elbows, keeping that back, that line between the knees, hips and shoulders absolutely still. Chest is dropping, chest is lifting. One more. And back. Just going to sit ourselves back into that child's pose for a few moments. Relax those wrists, give them a little curl, a little turn around. We're nearly there, we're just going to do a little stretch. So we're coming back up onto all fours. We're going to bring our front leg and put it outside our hand. So leg outside the hand. So we've got a wide leg near the side of the mat. You can stay on that back leg and stretch the knee back, or you can tuck it and come into a full lunge. We want weight over that front foot, knee above the ankle. We're going to take our front hand and hold onto our opposite wrist. And if we can, we're just going to drop that elbow down towards the foot. So the shoulder is coming inside the knee. And we're just going to sink there. Remember, back knee dropped is always an option. We're opening out this hip. We're going to recover, bring our arm up and take a lovely twist towards the front leg. Lengthening from one hand to the other. Back through the centre. And a little push into a down dog just to stretch out. We're coming back to the other hand. We're going to take other leg outside, other hand. Dropping forward, sliding back that knee if we need. Tucking the toes, coming up into a full lunge if we need. Lengthening through the top of that body. Hand around the wrist. Little drop towards the elbow. Drop the whole body. The other arm can bend a little if it needs. You can bring both down if you would like. Then we're going to take that hand that's by the front foot and just reach it up for a lovely twist towards the front leg. Easy shoulders. Turn that head if we can. Back to the centre and back. Down. So, nearly finished. We're going to sit to finish. Just a nice little easy sit. We're going to take those arms forwards and we're just going to breathe them up and down and up. Doesn't matter where your legs are, you can sit in frog, you can sit cross-legged. We're going to keep arms up this time. We're going to take our right arm back and our left arm forwards and just twist to the side and back and the other way. Open and twist and again. Open and twist. Try to keep those knees together if you've got them together. And up. One more. And twist. And back around. We're going to have a lovely little hug. So we're going to round the spine, curling in and then stretching up. Curling in and stretching up. And then we're going to add a stretch into this. So we're going to curl and stretch. And curl in, curling the back, pulling that waist backwards, lengthening up and opening. Curling in, lengthening up. This time we're going to stay here and we're going to reach forwards over those feet, relaxing everything and gently uncurl. So a nice easy sit just to finish off. Easy shoulders, a little bit of a circle or a lift. And both together, little circle, other way round. Head just dropped over to one side, heavy head, let the shoulder drop. Keep the other one easy and back over to the other side. And just without dropping the shoulders or anything, just let the head, heavy head, drop forward. Stretch out the back of that neck using only the weight of your skull. Back up. One last breath, breathing in. And open and oh, well, I hope that wasn't too hard. As I said, there's now 7 videos, so you've got lots of choice. You can pick your favourites, stick with your favourites, or mix and match. I hear people have been joining some of the shorter ones together, getting a couple of different, standing, lying. That would work well as well. Oh, it's been great to be here today. Wishing everyone well, and especially on this VE day. Take care everybody, and see you again very soon, I hope. Bye.